There's a lot of dust flying around. I don't want it to get... Okay. We're at the mercy of nature, guys. Okay, so what was I saying? What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Chan. I am a psychic medium and spiritual mentor, here to help empowered empaths to tap into their psychic gifts and also to help all of you sensitive souls on your spiritual journey here on Earth. So where am I on Earth right now? I am in Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming. It is absolutely beautiful. I am camping. There's my camper. Yeah, camping full time. It's really been an awesome ride. And I got this inspiration to create this video through my travels and things that I have learned by literally selling my house and taking a leap of faith, following my heart, and living on the road full time with my partner and just getting to enjoy all of nature's beauty and all of this fun stuff that we get to do here while we're on the planet. So today's topic is a little serious. However, I felt this inspiration to share more about what is the spiritual meaning of obstacles showing up in your life. Now, too many times we kind of disassociate from obstacles and we just kind of say, oh, whatever, it's just this that showed up, or this just happened, it's a coincidence. And like I say in every single one of my videos, there are no such thing as coincidences or accidents in this universe. Everything happens for a reason. And I'm just really excited to get into this topic with you. So before we get into it, remember to like this video if this content is serving you, if you feel like you're finding value from it. And if you want some extra value, you can always go to my Instagram at ch-ch-ch-chan-chan, where I share manifestation tips. Lots of wind here. I share spiritual guidance and just some spontaneous card pulls just for you. Also remember to comment in the comments below. I would want to know what kind of obstacles are showing up for you and what do you think they mean. And last but not least, if you are not subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button, even the notification bell, if you never want to miss another one of my videos. And yeah, just thank you so much. It helps so much and helps me reach more empaths and sensitive souls just like you on their spiritual journey. So thank you so much, and let's get into the video. So if you watch my videos and you resonate with the content that I share, it's because you are following a spiritual path. It's because you do recognize the fact that you are a spiritual being having a human experience, and you do identify as a sensitive soul or an empath. Right? Right. Now, because you understand this about yourself, you may or may not also know that in this universe, like in this planet that we live on, we have free will as spiritual beings. We have the choice to go this way or this way, to choose this or this, etc. But there's also this thing called divine will. Now, here's the cool story behind this. Before you came onto Earth, you actually volunteered to come here to elevate the consciousness on the planet. Whether you believe that or not, you will understand soon enough that that is actually why you came. And before coming here and incarnating on planet Earth, you were an interdimensional being, which means you were at a higher density level, you had more of a higher consciousness than humans. You probably lived in different planets and different star systems, so you have a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom. Now, before coming here on planet Earth to help elevate the consciousness and volunteer yourself to help us, you signed a soul contract. Now, if you're curious about soul contracts, I can make a whole other video on this. There's a lot of information out there, but let's keep it simple. You signed a contract that stated that you are going to forget all of your gifts and all of your knowledge and fall asleep here on planet Earth. And as you go along in your spiritual journey, you are going to wake yourself back up to your own potential. Now, this is why you hear the term a lot, spiritual awakening. It's because you finally have this moment where you're like, oh my God, I am more than just a human with physical flesh. I am actually something magical, something that is universal, and something that is just like connected to all things and all the magic in this world. Now, in this contract, you decided exactly who you were going to meet, who was going to be your family, who's going to be your closest friends, what career path you were going to choose, how you were going to serve humanity, etc., etc., etc. Now, sometimes when we deviate from this soul contract that we signed, our soul and the universe is going to put us back on the right path. And this is where divine will comes in. So it's all about this sacred plan that the universe had for you coming here on this planet. But you also consented to this plan, which is really exciting and interesting. So that being said, when obstacles show up in your life, it is actually happening on a divine schedule, okay? So the first thing that I want to kind of bring awareness to is that as human beings, when we are asleep, we believe that everything rides on our shoulders, that it's up to us to do everything. It's up to us to figure out what we want to do in life and who we're supposed to end up with and where we're supposed to live and blah, blah, blah. So to a certain extent, that is true. You do have that choice or that, free will to decide what you want out of this lifetime. However, once you start to wake up, and if you're following my channel, it's most likely because you have already had a spiritual awakening or you are being led into that direction. Well, when an obstacle shows up in your life, it's the divine will coming through and trying to detour you back in the right direction. So maybe you got really distracted by this shiny object over here or this really attractive person over here that is not, who you're supposed to end up with, but you're still going because he's hot or she's beautiful and blah, 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 right? The universe is redirecting us onto the path of the highest alignment for our soul. Now, I want to share a little anecdote with you guys. So we started this whole adventure living on the road in our camper about 30 days ago. And a lot has happened in those first 30 days. Now, my boyfriend and I are very headstrong. We are very strong-willed people, very ambitious. We have big visions and goals for ourselves. And so we had this thing planned to the T, okay? Now, this is us really getting in our human form and taking on all that responsibility of planning and sticking to the schedule and blah, 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 okay? We were determined to follow this plan exactly how it was, how we fabricated it in our head, right? We're very excited. And once we started getting on the road, we started to hit little speed bumps here and there, and not literal speed bumps, but like things would show up. Like, okay, we were losing fresh water. So then we're like, what the fuck do we do? And then what happened after that? Well, we got a nail in our brand new truck tire, then it's heavy duty tires. So we're like, how the frick did this happen? But okay, then we had to plug it back in. It was so difficult to do. I didn't even do anything because I don't know how to do that shit. So it was all my boyfriend taking care of that. And then, we got into a minor accident. So somebody rear-ended us and totally busted our bikes. So we bought these brand new bikes for this trip. I mean, we bought them before, but in the purpose of using them during this trip as well. Totally fucked up our bikes. Our bumper was bent, totally bent in the middle. Our bike rack was completely broken. And this was when we were probably 7 days into our trip, we got into this little accident. So we're really thankful that nobody was hurt during the accident, but it did cause us to slow down a lot, right? We had to get our bikes fixed. We had to figure out what we were gonna do with the bumper. We had to get a brand new bumper. So good thing we ended up in Calgary, and Jake's uncle is actually a welder, so he was able to, fix that for us and get that all organized. And we're really thankful that the person who did rear-end us was so kind and just so helpful in the whole scenario. He wasn't an asshole. Anyways, and it doesn't end there, guys. So anyways, going through the trip, and we're like, okay, listen, I think we need to loosen up a little bit. Our timeline isn't exactly the way we planned. That was easier for me than it was for my boyfriend because he's more, I don't really think he's had a spiritual awakening. I feel like he has in one kind of category of spiritual awakenings, he's awakened to the 3D matrix, but not really in the internal aspect of opening yourself up to all of the healing journey and all that. All right. So then as we leave his beautiful family in Calgary and we go on, and we were not planning to go to BC. We just wanted to cut straight into the United States, and that was our plan. So that's what we did. But something happened, and I'm not going to go into detail, but we were not able to go to the United States right away. So we were like, okay, well, I guess we'll go to BC. We didn't want to go, but so happy we ended up going, because first of all, it's freaking beautiful out in British Columbia. Second of all, we were able to reconnect with, well, one of Jake's old high school friends, but also someone that I have been following on Instagram. She was following me too, and it was just really nice to get to connect with her. And we were just so mind blown at how well they received us. They took us out, they paid for meals and drinks, like things that we were not even expecting. And just this bond that we created was just so special. And we were only there for like 2 or 3 days, but it was so amazing to be able to connect with those people. And you know, we then wanted to continue our trip in BC because we loved it so much. We wanted to go to Vancouver and Tofino and all of that, but there were forest fires, and we decided, okay, we're not going to go all the way, you know, to the west coast of Canada. We'll just cross into the United States. And so that's what we did, and it worked out perfectly. Now, the funny thing is that time that we were going to cross into the States, well, it was interesting because there was a major forest fire happening exactly at the campground that we had booked. So this is where divine will comes in. So we were all sad and upset that our plans were being all ruined and whatever, when in reality, the universe had our back. The universe was saving us from having to detour around fires and maybe getting stuck, you know, in between fires. I mean, come on. There were the 2 states we were trying to enter in, like that we wanted to enter into, were on fire, literally. So we wouldn't have enjoyed ourselves. We would have been stressed, maybe even put our own lives in danger, our safety at risk, who knows. And in all of that divine redirection, we met 2 beautiful people that literally, I want to see them again. I want to keep this connection strong. And also, we ended up taking a whole other detour, going in more on the west coast and coming in through and just visiting Washington and Idaho and Montana and all these beautiful places. And in the midst of all that, also our slide out broke, so we had to get that fixed in Idaho, and we were just like, man, can we freaking catch a break? But at that point, I also had a lot of trust that this was happening for a reason, right? We were totally divinely redirected away from forest fires, like major forest fires. So this had to be good too, right? And that's where I want to empower you as an empath, because being an empath is so difficult in this world, right? You're constantly feeling everybody's emotions, their stress, you're kind of confused. Is this my feeling? Is this your feeling? You're feeling the collective fear, you're feeling the collective anxiety. It's exhausting. You just want to have a good time. You just want to live your life as most aligned as you possibly can, but there are things that get in your way. And this is where I want to empower you, that if there are any obstacles showing up in your life right now, I want you to pause, and I want you to slow down and take some time to feel into it. What is this really about? Because the universe does have your back. Your spirit guides are constantly watching over you, your guardian angels as well. And if you have any other interdimensional beings on your spirit team, as I call it, they have your back. They're watching over you, just as your soul is in your higher self. And so just take some time to think about, could this be divine redirection? Maybe this path that I'm trying to follow, that's accumulating obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, is not the most aligned path for me right now or ever. Who knows? Sometimes it's just not the right time. And that's something that I want to talk more about also, and maybe not in this video, but just with our manifestations in general, when we're trying to create something and co-create this beautiful reality, the perfect job, the perfect romantic partner, etc. Well, we don't realize that there is divine timing. There is the right timing. And I'm so fed up of these hustle culture bullshit that's like, there's no right timing, you just gotta jump in and fucking do it now, just do it. Like, no, okay? I don't agree with that. If you have this inspiration to go and do it, then yes, by all means, go for it. But if you're not feeling aligned with it and there's something that isn't clicking, don't jump in and do it. Listen to your intuition. As I've mentioned in many of my videos, your emotions are powerful because They hold secret messages, and that's how your soul communicates with you, through your emotions, through your sensations. When you feel something before you're about to make a decision, or you're deciding between this and this, or you're trying to find clarity, listen to how you feel. This is like my biggest teaching, I would say. Emotions are powerful, and they are messengers and messages literally from your soul. So I want you to let me know in the comments below. Are there any obstacles showing up in your life? Do you feel like there's something in your way that's standing in your way, and you just like are so fed up? You just feel frustrated, you feel defeated, you feel discouraged, because trust me, I felt that as well. But when I let myself go through the emotion of feeling discouraged and crying it out and cussing it out and journaling it out and talking to friends and talking to family, talking to God, and I finally come to this place of acceptance, is when my eyes are all clean, like not just like, I'm not talking about my physical eyes, but like my third eye, my spiritual eye is all cleaned up, and I can finally see clearly, and I can finally notice where God, whether you want to call it God, the universe, source, whatever you want to call it, is actually watching over me and is redirecting me on the most aligned path. I hope this video is helpful for you, and if you find this type of content helpful and it's serving you and you really love it, just give me a like. It really helps me to know what kind of content I should continue creating for you. And leave a comment below. Like I said, let me know what obstacles are showing up, and if you need some guidance there as well, I can definitely support you through that. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and last but not least, this video literally sums it up. There is no such thing as coincidences or accidents in this universe. Your soul led you to this video for a reason. And that reason is because you are a psychic empath, and your soul is trying to speak to you right now and tell you that there is something going on that needs your attention. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye.